All right, welcome back to The Breakfast Show, the show worth waking up for you, of course, with the lovely Aisha Sinclair and myself, JP. And as promised, we did mention that we would have people on from Shell to talk about the Shell Fuel Safe College competition, which is up and coming right now. And now this is a very interesting, it's in its third installment, and they look for Malaysian students in universities, and they challenge them to be able to develop and implement plans and give them a real-life taste of what it's like in the working world in their chosen field. So here to tell us a little bit more about that level of innovation that they're pushing amongst our youth are a group of people here.
We have got Tuan Haji Azman Ismail, who's the Managing Director of Shell Malaysia Trading Sdn Bhd and Shell Timur Sdn Bhd. And past winners from Tunku Abdul Rahman College, we've got Ms. Lim CC, who is the Program Leader. Next to CC, we've got Adrian Cham, who is also past winner, Elaine Reichel, Nathaniel, and also Edmund Lim. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
And
congratulations for winning last year. So it's quite exciting. It's back for the third time, yeah, Tuan Haji?
Yeah, indeed.
And so, apart from JP's brief description on what the Fuel Safe College competition is all about, maybe you'd like to add a few points?
Yes, indeed. I think what JP has described, first and foremost, is correctly, a very simplistic way of describing what the competition is all about. So it's essentially about, giving a group of students a certain predefined marketing program. So they need to obviously prepare a communication plan, and more importantly is to execute the execution plan to their college students and to their peers. And in that particular program, there will obviously be tested on two grounds. First is about the functional skill itself, functional skill about building up a communication plan and executing it. But the second one is more importantly, it's about their leadership. It's all about project management, it's about budget management. And we do provide seed money for them to be able to undertake.
Now, how much money was actually provided for them?
It's in total about 5,000 ringgit in cash and 1,000 ringgit in cash.
And then the period of the campaign was it a month, a couple of weeks?
It's about 3 weeks. It's about 3 weeks.
Okay. Yeah. Can I just backtrack for a quick second? I would like to inquire, what was the catalyst for this kind of initiative, the program itself? Why all of a sudden did you want to take the students and give them this opportunity to find out how it's working in practice?
I think the important part is for us to also look at the college students as being the emerging group of people coming up into the market. And certainly we like to be able to give them the necessary tools, knowledge and competency for them to be able to make smart choices. When they enter into the employment market, certainly you've got to make some smart choices.
Yes.
You have to obviously manage your budget and so on. This is opportunity for them to be able to to learn about it and do it in practice.
Adrian, guys, you think you can handle that? You ready?
Maybe Adrian, you could tell us a little bit about your experience last year and what was your campaign about?
My experience last year was actually, it was quite a great experience. It was pretty much speechless at times because it's basically whatever we have learned in the classroom. So you're just putting everything out there. And you're expected to perform really well because you're representing your college. Yeah,
let's say your trophy. There you go, the result of all your hard work. So was it just the three of you in one team, or was it your entire class?
We had 10 of us.
10 of us.
All right.
And was it on an individual basis? I mean, was there one of you that came with the idea and the rest would follow in that way, or you would all come to consensus and compartmentalize the work?
It was basically we had meetings over meetings, endless night, talking, getting ideas.
I love it.
Yeah.
And Ms. CC, were you there as well to oversee?
Brainstorming session.
Yeah?
Yeah, the endless night we were actually together discussing about ideas and
so
stuff.
you're making sure they're drinking coffee and not other things.
Okay, so you know what? Maybe Elaine, you could tell us some of the things maybe you've taken away from this experience. And I understand you guys recently just graduated, and then so that means you're going to be working soon. So how do you think you'll take this, and how would it, be an advantage to you?
I see. Actually, we learned a great deal out of this. The whole experience from beginning to end about planning, execution, pitching, presenting. So it really, the invaluable experience of the working life, that's what we took home. And then obviously the fuel efficiency, lessons like that, fuel efficiency and how to save money. Yeah, we learned all about that, and so it's good. And I believe that the rest of my college mates learned as much as I did.
Excellent. Now, when you mentioned that the learning process was good for you, did you find that it was a realistic reflection from what you had learned in the classroom to what you were experiencing within the competition? Was it accurate in terms of the theory versus the practice?
Oh yes, definitely. It wasn't just theory, it's very practical. Whatever we learned, we applied, so it's really good.
Fantastic. I love to hear that. I love to hear that, because then it means that it's an easier transition for you to understand what you've learned and then apply it to your objective later on.
Yep, definitely.
Now, this year, right now you're open to applications. You're college students from all over Malaysia. Now, having done it for 3 years, Tuan Haji, is there a difference to this year?
Of course, without doubt. I mean, year on year, we learn from previous years, and obviously we certainly like to up the mark in that respect. So this year, there will be 3 main features about it. First and foremost, obviously, for the grand prize winner, we obviously offer cash to the 15,000 ringgit for the top one, 8,000 for the second, and so on and so forth. But more importantly, what we do now, together with our international media partners, is we are offering internship.
Wow,
That's even better.
That's invaluable, yes.
It is, yeah?
At Shell itself?
Well, at Shell and our partners.
Okay, so there's an industry
For the
advisory
entire
panel.
team, for the entire winning team, an offer for them to do
Okay,
this.
I'm sure I've got to ask on behalf of past winners. So past winners can send applications too?
Certainly, there should be a shoe-in for this kind of thing. But this is a phenomenal opportunity to be able to work directly with such companies in the industry like that, to get that real experience with them and hopefully get a job at one of them.
So that's one. So that's about internship. Secondly, is with respect to social media, and I think the past teams has always used that as a means to communicate. So what we have done now is we put it as part of prerequisite for each team to be able to use social media in their communication. So that's a prerequisite. And the third item, sorry, going back to the social media, clearly it demonstrates the need for them to do integration. Right? Cross-platforms and so on and so forth. And linked to that is what we're offering now is we bring in experts in this field to mentor them prior to them starting.
It's harder to find people who are more expert at social media than their generation. But Edmund, yourself, I mean, how was your experience with this? Did you find any difficulty, or what was the most challenging part for you in this whole competition?
During the competition, we worked extremely hard as a team. So, besides that, we're also struggling between handling both of our studying and also running the campaign. So, but the excitement and joy working with Shell Malaysia and expert people in this industry is priceless. We couldn't believe our year when we were announced the winner.
I'm sure. Sorry.
I'm just wondering, I mean, if you had any tips, now that you guys have been through it and you completely understand this whole process, maybe you'd like to share some tips with, some of the students who are wanted to take part. What does it take to win? I'm sure that's what they want to know.
According to Mr. Haji, that the brief sounds very interesting and much more challenging. So it's about getting to know how the point system works.
All right.
Where do you get maximum scores and points? Focus on that area. Try and get as much points collect, because at the end of the day, that the points matter.
Yes.
Well, it matters much as well. So another thing would be to always ask if you have any questions.
Like they say,
no questions too dumb.
Definitely.
You always have to ask questions, whatever doubts, no matter what. Just ask, and you'll get to know, and that will ease up your worries.
Yes. So if you're afraid to ask, you'll never know, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, and what's the process like, Tuan Haji? So you get applications from students, and then so they have a briefing as to the entire topic. And then from them, each
pitching phase.
Yes, is there a pitching phase, and then or does everybody make it through to the actual implementation?
Well, indeed, I think this year we're going to be offering it to more college students, and so far we have got about 6 confirmed teams, and potentially 2 more coming in to join. So as a process, what they need to do is, first and foremost, is they need to present their ideas to a group of panelists from Shell as well as our international media partners. And for them to present the ideas and do a pitch in terms of exactly what they want to do with a certain timeline.
Right.
And during that particular pitch, if they do it well, what we introduced an element called elevator speech.
Yes, the elevator.
If they're able to do it well, we are prepared to offer 1,000 ringgit over and above.
Just for the elevator
Just for a
speech.
powerful
I got a great
elevator
one.
So this is creating the excitement, creating the intensity about the team, about the program itself. So once they've done the presentation to the panelists, then obviously it comes to the execution. So they need to obviously take their program back to their various colleges, and there will be people coming from Shell and our international media partners coming in and to watch them execute on the ground.
There you go. It's really fantastic.
Definitely.
Now, okay, before we quickly wrap up,
Yes.
Through your experience of doing this, maybe you have some valuable tips on how to save fuel. Would you like to share some of that?
Something that you've learned
Yes,
along the way.
from this whole experience. Edmund, Elaine, Adrian, any fuel-saving tips?
My personal favorite is always don't turn off the aircon. Use it sparingly.
Yes.
Sparingly,
When
okay.
it's really hot, then just use it. If not, just turn it off.
Fair enough.
Mine would be drive on an average speed because it's, safety first.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, mine will be just unpack all the useless stuff at the cupboard.
That's a very good one.
That's a very, very good one.
All right.
Okay, and one more thing, one last piece of advice for our students wanting to join into this year's installment for you guys. What would you say to them?
Do it.
Good luck.
It'll be your loss if you don't.
And beat the other schools.
Yes, it's your time to earn those bragging rights. Anyway, congratulations once again, and all the best for the competition this year. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It was some fantastic, inspirational, and also really cool opportunity for students out there to learn how it is like in the real working world, especially in PR and communications and marketing. And what I love is really handy fuel-saving tips.
Right?
Too.
I really wish we had these kind of programs when I was in school, because we could have benefited from this. I mean, we were just like, pounded all this information and then you just like vomit it out again and stuff. But these guys get a chance to really process and use it in the way that can actually help them further.
I know,
on in
if
their
only
career.
5 years ago it was like
Oh
that.
yeah, 5 years.
Only
5
5
years.
years ago. Anyway.
We're going to go for a short break while I recover from that. And we'll be back with some more great stuff on The Breakfast Show, the show worth waking up for.
Don't go anywhere.
So what is in the row?
Yes, coming up next, we're going to be joined by Douglas Lim talking about SME